Look, I want to move on, I want to talk about something pretty cool. UFC.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that, mate. Let's just pull up a little bit of a thing here.
Now, this is the next decent-looking fight night, isn't it?
Where's the rest of them?
Well, that's it so far, isn't it?
No.
No? Why don't you just go back onto the UFC thing and skip ahead to Saudi Arabia?
Because
you know what I'm
the
saying?
Google thing, you mean?
Yeah. The Google breakdown that we always go off. Also, one thing that everyone's been talking about is Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje cancelled? No.
No, it's not.
It comes up as cancelled on Google because it was once the main event of that card. Just the same way that Brendan Allen and Vittori is still sitting there. Is it cancelled? You're looking for a headline. Fuck off.
Mm.
What is that
And
about?
it's like, bro, yes, it says cancelled there, but it's there at the top.
It's also
So
there
like,
and it's not cancelled.
yeah, idiots. Fucking retards.
It's like saying if that fight was cancelled, say, right?
I think we know
the
about
fight still on because it says it's
It's ridiculous. What I did want to say. I wonder if we could.
What do you want to say? What do you want to say?
There's 5 fights that were announced. We got Chimaev versus Whittaker. We've
Banger.
got Volkov versus Pavlovich
Banger.
as the co-main. We've got
What else have we got, Kobe?
Kelvin Gastelum versus Daniel Rodriguez.
Not
we
bad.
have the Pirate, the Pirate versus Pretoria.
Who's the Pirate?
The guy with one eye.
I didn't know about that. What, Bisping's coming back?
Yeah. It doesn't say it. Johnny Walker's fighting Volkan Ozdemir.
That's right.
Come back. And Ihor Pretoria versus Shaha Magomedov. The guy with one eye, the pirate guy.
I didn't know he has one eye.
Yeah.
He's looking good though. Isn't he pretty new to the organisation?
Yeah,
pretty
he
new.
is.
Yeah,
he's pretty new to the org.
And he was doing
that'll be very interesting.
bits before he got to the UFC.
He was. He beat up some guy for kissing his missus in public as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Because apparently that's against his religion.
I'd do that if I had a missus.
Yeah, what? Beat her up in public?
No,
she
that's
kissed
not
him.
what happened.
That's what he just said. So Jackson would beat up his missus in public if she kissed him. So he's taking applicants. The main event of this. Do you know what happened here, by the way?
What?
The fight the fight that was supposed to happen as the main event of this fight night was Chimaev versus Perez, which has happened recently on a fight night card.
Right.
That was meant to headline the fight night in Saudi Arabia. I think they got pissed off about it. I just heard someone else talking about this, the MMA guru, and he was like, "Yeah, that's where I get all my news nowadays."
Nice.
So they were like, "Look, we've had fucking Tyson Fury and Ngannou, we've had Joshua and Ngannou, we've had this. You're not giving us fucking Chimaev versus Perez. Give us a good fight night, or you're not coming here." And then they pushed the card back that was planned. Well, they changed it, and now they've got
it's
this.
on this weekend. Just a shit fight night on this. Okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Makes a lot of sense. But this has the makings of a pay-per-view event, really.
Honestly, yeah.
With this like it doesn't have a title fight.
It's got cum shot,
but there's a lot of implications.
A lot of implications on cum shot on
for the number one contender.
Yeah, this is going to finally decide the number one contender at middleweight. I do think Izzy's going to fight DDP first, though.
Yeah,
for sure, because DDP needs an opponent for like 203, 204,
303, 304,
303, 304.
Yeah,
DDP needs an opponent.
I think we'll see him fighting September, October, sometime around there.
And then these guys will fight the winner for sure. What happens to Sean Strickland then?
I really wanted to see Sean Strickland versus Whittaker.
So did I. So we might see Sean against Cannonier again.
What I think we'll see is Sean versus whoever loses out of Izzy and DDP. Sure, it will be a rematch. I mean, but I don't want to see him fight Cannonier again.
Neither. The only reason that would be interesting, I mean, he's the biggest star at middleweight.
I think Sean would fuck him up now. I think he has evolved a lot since then.
So do I. And Kennedy is not getting any younger. I think he's like 39, 40 now. So, it would be an interesting fight. But again, Sean Strickland is probably the biggest star, top 3 stars in the UFC right now. Probably the biggest star at middleweight. There he is. It's got stars on it.
It does.
I'd say he's probably now a bigger star than Israel Adesanya. I'd say, or maybe they're close. Izzy's kind of lost a bit of steam recently, losing the belt a couple times. I don't know why they haven't just given him an immediate rematch. He's a star. Izzy got an immediate rematch twice.
Yeah, but Izzy also had one of the longest title reigns ever.
That's true.
And Sean couldn't defend it once.
Yeah.
Like, even though it was,
shit on the guy.
I'm not shitting on him.
I thought he was your favorite fighter.
He is, but I'm answering your question.
Just saying.
Why he didn't get an immediate rematch.
Oh.
I think the fact that he hasn't been booked yet is a real questionable kind of move. Yeah. The other thing I think is the UFC really didn't want him to be a champ in the first place. And it is quite hard to market someone like that who is talking all that shit.
It is.
You know what I mean?
I do. I know exactly.
Like
what
when
you're
they've got
trying to say.
a new sponsor in Bud Light coming in, and then he's just shitting all over them. That's not great marketing.
No, it's not. I mean, the guy's popular, but he isn't very good marketing for big brands that they want to partner with, and he causes a lot of issues and a lot of headaches for the UFC, even though they don't really care that much. Well,
they say they don't, but there is someone there
Dana
who is
care.
like
Dana
screaming.
doesn't care. Dana's the one that doesn't care. It's the other people behind Dana that are like, come on, man, like, fucking hell. That's why I worry when Dana leaves. Like, will that also leave with him, Anyway, Strickland versus Robert Whittaker, early prediction. What do you think's going to happen here, buddy?
God. This is Khamzat's first actual middleweight opponent, isn't it?
It is.
He fought Kamaru Usman on late notice when he was supposed to fight Paulo Costa. This has the real makings of a bit of a barnstormer. Chimaev is one of those guys who does go in there and doesn't really plan too much ahead. You can see the emotion kind of takes over and the rest of it, but I think that fight against Usman, it slightly changed, I guess. Still gassed out in the third round a little bit.
Even the second, kind of, he was, a lot slower.
I think we need to see him go in there and take his time with it a bit more. What was Rob Whittaker's last fight?
Costa. He beat
Costa. That's right. Yeah, it was too. He has shown that he does still have a chin. I mean, he got wobbled there,
he got wobbled
very
hard.
badly, but that wheel kick would have put 90% of fighters out on their ass.
Yeah, you're right.
So look, I think
he's still got the chin for sure.
Yeah, well, that was the question going into that last fight for Whittaker because he got knocked down by a jab against DDP.
He did.
Sure, he was stepping into it, so the kind of momentum played a big part in it. And after that fight, I was thinking, is Whittaker's chin gone? He's getting on a bit. He's had some pretty rough fights where he's taken some pretty hard knockouts. But yeah, that fight against Paulo Costa really proved that he's
still there.
He's still there.
The guy is so clean with it. I think we might see. I think we're going to see Chimaev really struggle to get that takedown at the start. I think he might get him down, but if he can't get him down, I really don't see him winning on the feet.
No, neither.
We saw what happened against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is nowhere near a Robert Whittaker on the feet. The way Whittaker blitzes in.
He's got a very unorthodox style of striking.
He does.
Which really works to his advantage, especially in that Costa fight.
Oh, yeah. I think it'll confuse Khamzat. And if Khamzat can't take him down, Whittaker's got great wrestling and great takedown defense. I think it's going to be a massive struggle. We haven't seen Khamzat go anywhere close to 5 rounds before. And, I just don't think he's going to finish a guy like Whittaker early.
Yeah.
Whittaker's really been there, done that. He looked great in his last fight. So I think we're going to see Rob get this done. I think he could even finish Khamzat.
I agree with you. And where does Khamzat go after that? Do you know what I mean?
It's going to be a real question if his gas tank can survive, because everyone's now like, the guy has no gas tank. If he can prove that, yeah, I do have a gas tank. That was a bit of a one-off against Usman. I didn't really know the opponent, this and that. If he can prove that was all false and he wins, he goes straight to the title shot and his star power goes through the roof.
It is crazy that he is still unbeaten.
It is.
He has fought some pretty big names. Man. Yeah.
But it's always been, oh, this guy was too small. Oh, this guy was this. Oh, he didn't do this to this guy. There's always like question marks over his wins. And
yeah.
I really want to see him get it done. And if he does get it done, I want to see him get it done in devastating fashion. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Whittaker's going to win on the feet.
Yeah, I think if Khamzat's going to win, it's going to have to be a first round submission. or first round ground and pound victory, something
Yeah,
like that,
something
a
on the
TKO.
ground,
But yeah,
takedown.
if Whittaker gets out of that first round, I just don't see any way that Hamzat finds a victory. Unless he comes in there in
Unless we're
completely
wrong.
different shape, and he's in the shape
He's
to
a
go.
circle.
Yeah.
Instead of a triangle.
Yeah. What about Pavlovich and Volkov?
That's going to be a good fight. I think Volkov's getting on a bit, but he looked great in his last fight against Tuivasa. Obviously, Pavlovich is a different level striker to Tuivasa. He hits so hard. If Volkov can get it out of the first round, I think we see him turn it around.
But can he get it out of the first round?
That's the thing. I don't think he's a much more technical striker, but
he's probably got a bit better distance management than some of the other heavyweights we've seen Pavlovich come up against.
I agree with that.
Pavlovich's last fight was against Aspinall.
It was
where he got
brutally
knocked out. But he did clip him.
He did. But are we going to see him more tentative now that he's been beaten by a knockout like that? You know,
that's a good point. But I think if Pavlovich can find his way onto the inside of Volkov's range,
right,
then we're going to see him spark him out in the first round.
Early. Yeah. I agree. I think that's the most likely thing to happen. Volkov's going to very much struggle to keep him out of that range. Look, I like Volkov. He's a good guy, and I like his style. We saw Derek Lewis get in there eventually and knock him out, and that was in the third round. I think if Derek Lewis can do that to you, Pavlovich definitely can.
Yeah, I agree.
Will we see some wrestling mixed in there? Can we see Volkov's been wrestling quite a bit recently, getting submissions? Could we see a submission? You never know.
You don't. God, this has been fun to break down.
Yeah, this is much more fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like this is a proper fight.
Let's skim over the last couple because I want to go through it in detail when the fight night is about to happen. Gastelum fighting Daniel Rodriguez, D-Rod. Good fight here. Very excited for that one. I hope to see Gastelum get it done.
Yeah, I mean, both of these guys are getting on a bit. Both of them have had a bit of a downfall in recent years.
Both of them kind of not really at that top echelon, you know.
But Gastelum, where he belongs now at welterweight, I think he's always belonged at that weight class. He just needed to work a little bit harder to get down there. Since he has made the drop to welterweight, he's had a bit of bad luck with injury and sickness.
Yeah, a few fights here and there.
So I think this fight is a good matchup for Gastelum. Not so much for D-Rod, but D-Rod has proven that he can go in there and get it done against the best when he shows up.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Walker versus Ozdemir.
This should be good. Ozdemir coming back after a bit of a time off. Johnny Walker, he's a super exciting athletic fighter, but he's just not that good. And it keeps getting proven time and time again. His skill, his basics, his fundamentals aren't there. He can't jab. He's got a much higher reach than like 90% of the opponents. He can't throw a jab. The flying knee's great when it lands. Ozdemir, I think we're going to see him pick him apart and get the decision victory here. When we see Walker win, it's against people who are kind of washed up and older and, you know, just not that good. And he uses his athleticism to beat them.
And his chin's pretty
His chin is suspect.
Yeah.
Not good. So
Highly
I
suspect.
think we're going to see Ozdemir get it done. Shara Magomedov, the Pirate, Shara Bullet versus Ihor Pretoria. Remember Pretoria last time he fought? He looked really good. We both didn't pick him.
Okay.
And he got the win.
Yep. He
He looked really good. Whether he can do anything against Shara, I don't know. Both Russian cats. Shara's wrestling is very suspect, and we saw that against Bruno Silva last time when they fought. He got taken down pretty much at will. He did get back up a couple times, but he got taken down a lot. His wrestling defense is not good.
Right.
Saying that, I don't think Pretoria is the guy to take him down and hold him down. I think we're going to see him get it done, probably by decision, round 3, you know, outstriking the guy. And I don't know about you.
Look, I'll save my in-depth analysis for when this fight is
all right. Sounds good.
Around the corner in a couple of months.
Anyway, guys, I think we'll finish it up there.
Yeah?
Yeah. And unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about first of all.
No.
No?